This video is a crash course in how to facilitate movement-based design activities. Because when you work with movement in a design process, it's really important to be aware of how to facilitate the right mindset and way to act through the design activities.
We're going to use movement to explore new possibilities, to invent new possibilities. You move to try out things, but you also try to feel what the movement means to you.
A facilitator is a person who leads a process or workshop where you have a group of people who wants to reach a shared objective. So a facilitator kind of plan the workshop and guide the participants through it.
Go like yes and rather than but maybe, right?
It's really important being a facilitator that of course you rely on the skills you have, but your gut feeling and intuition are really key aspects. We call this have this sensitivity within the design process, and that is what will guide you and help you to choose what to do and when to do it.
You can feel that it feels different. And you will see that if you explore that, it will also lead to different ideas of what you can do.
The first step of being a facilitator is to plan and prepare your workshop. And you must ask yourself two essential questions. Who are your participants? Meaning, how experienced are they? Do they have a background in movement, in design, or maybe both? And then you also need to ask yourself, what is the design outcome you want? These are two essential questions that you need to be aware of before planning the workshop. When working with movement-based design, your participants need to be in the right state of body being. You can use the mood setters, which are the red cards in the Megamind deck. For the main part of the design session, you can use the green Megamind method cards. They will determine how the participants will solve the design challenge. Pick a few of the methods and then also be aware that you need to reflect on which props you must use and also which modifiers to use.
One feeling, one statement per post-it.
When you have these main elements ready, you need to work out a playbook, noting which activity to do when and for what purpose. You can also add reflections on which artifacts to use, which modifiers to use, which facilitator roles to take on, and so on. Preparation is key. When you plan your session, you must be aware of the time available, as time will fly. Often things take up much more time than anticipated. Also, you need to prepare small breaks for the participants because they will get tired, especially if they move around a lot.
The more quicker we make this transition, the easier we can intervene and then quickly continue.
When you start a design session, it's really important to warm up your participants using the mood setters. Their aim is to create a safe environment for the participants and make them feel safe to move around, engage in the activity, look and act silly. When you pick out the mood setters, it's really important that you are aware of not starting out too hard and intimidating. Make sure you use an exercise that's easygoing for the participants, and then you can kind of build it up from there. However, it can happen that the exercise you chose doesn't work as intended, and then you must be prepared with a backup activity to use instead. The modifiers are these cards here in the Megamind deck, and they are these small cards containing a word or a picture, and you can use them to tweak the design process and the creative ideas of the participants, also to energize the process.
Each group have some cards now.
The way of using them is really to pick one or two types of card, and out of these cards you can pick some few and give them to the participants. And if you choose too many, it's probably confusing. So you can really support the participant by selecting a limited number of cards. The other way of using the modifiers is to give them 4 or 5 different types of cards, and then you give them time for choosing their own modifiers. But then you need to have a bit of patience, and the process will probably be a bit more slow going. but that will give more empowerment for the participant.
Then it comes up here.
Be aware of how to do it, but they are really valuable for creating more creativity in the design process.
So it was like that.
Being a facilitator is all about finding the balance between when to do something and when to do nothing. You guide the process to the direction, but it's really important that you support the participants' feeling of empowerment, make them feel they contribute to the design session.
How does this relation feel when you are trying to reach the thing and you are holding the rope?
It's fun because the more I try, the more he tries, so it's a power balance.
You do that by observe, talk, sense, listen to the participants to figure out where are they and what do they need from you. Sensitivity is the key aspect.
So, once more, but don't be afraid of more extreme movements.
And since we are in a movement-based design context, try to use your own body, engage in the activities with the participants, be a role model, be an animator, step in, play along, look silly, and make the participants safe using their bodies. Show them how to use the bodies and move with them. So developing facilitator competencies, you can have this reflective practice, be aware of your own roles and how you act as a facilitator, and also observing other facilitators.
So we build upon each other's ideas, right? So we stand as a group. So if one person goes with the starting idea, right? We still
You
know
also need to be really aware of yourself and your bodily state. Like, build the confidence to use your body as a facilitator resource. You need to find the courage yourself to jump in and look and act silly and be this role model for the participants.
this really feels nice. I want to do this, right?
Don't be afraid to fail. It's a part of the process.
Maybe not, we don't know, but let's see what happens.
And then remember that you learn by doing. Your competencies and skills will be developed in time.
And that triggers new ideas, and this keeps on going until we get.
So go out, be a facilitator, try it out, use your body, fail, learn, and then grow from there.
For 5 minutes.
Go!